Welcome to Windsor Chronicles. I'm your host, and today we take a quiet, heartfelt journey through one of the most human chapters in the life of a monarch, King Charles III's battle with illness and what it reveals about duty, legacy, and the inevitable passage of time. In February 2024, the world learned something no one expected. Buckingham Palace announced that His Majesty the King had been diagnosed with cancer. For a man whose entire existence has been defined by service, by showing up no matter the storm. This was a moment of deep vulnerability, a reminder that even kings are mortal. The statement from the palace was brief, almost understated, a form of cancer discovered during a routine hospital procedure. It did not specify the type or stage. And yet, those few words reverberated across the world. In that moment, the monarchy, an institution built on symbols of continuity, seemed to pause. People weren't just worried about their sovereign, they were worried about the man behind the crown. For decades, Charles had been preparing for this role. He was the longest-serving heir in British history, waiting, watching, learning. And when the crown finally came to rest upon his head in 2022, after the passing of Queen Elizabeth II, he stepped into his destiny with calm conviction. But less than 2 years into his reign, that destiny was challenged by something no amount of royal protocol could command: illness. Still, he did not retreat into silence. In fact, those who have seen him in recent months describe a man who continues to work, to read his red boxes, to meet ambassadors, even as he undergoes treatment. This is a story not just of a king with cancer, but of a monarch choosing to serve through the storm. When a head of state falls ill, the machinery of monarchy must adapt quietly, gracefully. And so we began to see subtle shifts. Prince William stepping forward more often, Queen Camilla taking on additional engagements, even Princess Anne, the ever-reliable workhorse of the royal family, quietly expanding her duties. These weren't dramatic announcements, they were whispers of continuity, the monarchy's way of saying, "We will not falter." Behind palace walls, though, one can imagine the emotional weight. Charles, ever the philosopher, has long spoken of his connection to nature, of cycles, renewal, and the rhythm of time. Those close to him say he faces his health with remarkable acceptance, even humour. He has lived long enough to understand that legacy is not about how long one reigns, but what one leaves behind. To understand this moment, we must remember the example of his mother. The king smiling at church, greeting well-wishers, shaking hands outside Clarence House, carry a deeper meaning now. Every wave, every word, feels almost symbolic. These walks among the trees and flowers might be his form of prayer, a communion with the natural world he has fought so hard to protect. And perhaps that is what defines this era of his reign: quiet courage. Not the grand proclamations, not the stately processions, but the silent endurance of a man who continues to serve even as his body reminds him of its limits. For many Britons, this has deepened their affection for him. They see a king who, even in illness, remains devoted to his people. And for the younger generation, Prince William, the Princess of Wales, and the next heirs, this is a living example of strength in humility. There will come a time, as there always does, when the crown passes again. But what King Charles has given in these years, through honesty, through service, through vulnerability, will endure far beyond his reign. He has redefined what it means to be a monarch in the 21st century. Not untouchable, but relatable. Not above the people, but among them. And so, as Britain prays for its king, perhaps there's a deeper message beneath it all, a reminder that even the highest among us are bound by the same threads of life, love, and mortality. King Charles once said, "As human beings, we suffer from an appalling lack of connection with the natural world and with each other." Maybe now, through his own quiet struggle, he is bringing that connection back, reminding us of our shared fragility, our shared hope, and our shared strength. You've been listening to Windsor Chronicles, a reflection on the life, health, and legacy of King Charles III, a monarch who continues to serve even in the face of uncertainty. May he find strength in his duty, comfort in his faith, and peace in the knowledge that his people stand with him. I'm your host. Thank you for listening. Until next time, stay thoughtful, stay kind, and stay tuned to Windsor Chronicles.